Recently, I was going through some boxes of junk in the basement and I stumbled upon my old PC games. When I had a look inside, I was hit with a massive wave of nostalgia. Guild Wars. Yes, I was a huge nerd. The point of Guild Wars was to kill monsters and look cool. Killing specific monsters in certain areas of the map would reward you with items intended to make you look cool. The problem is that the chances of getting the item you wanted were slim. Rare drops. The one I was most interested in was the Icy Blade Axe. I spent hours killing the same monsters over and over and over in the same section of the map in hopes of getting my own Icy Blade Axe. But it wasn't to be. I never did get one. So I just waited 12 years and then asked some nice guy on Reddit if I could borrow his to make this video. First, I traced an image I found on the internet to make a template, and then I glued that template to a piece of poplar. I used poplar because I believed it would be easier to carve, and it was, but it presented another issue that will become very evident later. Then I took a quick trip to the bandsaw to cut this thing out, and what we're left with is a little rough. Thus begins the long, arduous process of sanding, and sanding, and sanding some more. Next, I have to mark out a slot for where the blade will fit in. And then slowly, carefully, carve that slot out with the Dremel. And as I mentioned before, choosing poplar presented some challenges. It becomes incredibly fragile when it's thin. Then back to the Dremel to make a huge mess and begin to shape the handle. Until we're left with this nice organic shape, but it's still a little bit rough. So I ditch the Dremel and get to hand sanding. And what I'm left with after many hours of sanding by hand is actually a pretty nice shape. Black is the rarest of colors in the game, and thus the most valuable, so naturally we had to go with a black finish on the handle. I made a quick mold for the resin, which will become the axe's blade. Next, I mixed up a couple different colors of resin, but this did not turn out the way I hoped it would. Then a quick trip into the vacuum chamber to remove all the bubbles from mixing. I mistakenly believed that I could control where the resin went when it set. It managed to mix itself in some pretty unexpected ways overnight, but what I was left with was actually pretty cool. I taped my blade template to the top of the blank, and then I carefully cut it out on the bandsaw. Hey, that's not half bad. And as an added bonus, it kind of fits well. Then back to the Dremel to make an even worse mess and start to shape this blade. A quick check of the fit. And then we can begin polishing this resin until it's smooth and crystal clear. Well, I suppose this is acceptable. Then all that's left to do is stick the two parts together with some super glue. And finally, after 17 years of trying, I've finally got my very own Icy Blade Axe. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. If you like projects like this, please make sure to subscribe to this channel. There will be plenty more to come, and watching my subscriber number go up is supremely satisfying. It is all I ask in return. I also take suggestions for new projects if there's anything you'd be interested in seeing. And finally, I hope you have the most amazing and wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching.